8 years ago, when this episode of Black Mirror came out, before the episode even hit the 5 minute mark, we knew it was filmed in Canada because you could feel the locales of Ontario communities, especially Hamilton and Toronto, when it was filmed. Jodie Foster, who is no stranger to performances and events in Canada, directed this. And I think this is one of her strongest works in that category. It's called Arkangel. The second episode of the fourth series of the British science fiction anthology series, written by series creator and showrunner Charlie Brooker and directed by Foster. It premiered on Netflix on 29 December 2017, along with the rest of Series 4. In the episode, the single mother Marie, played by Rosemary DeWitt, enrolls her daughter Sarah in the trial of Arkangel, and implanted technology allows Marie to track Sarah's location, current vision to hearing, and automatically censors distressing material. The main theme of the episode is helicopter parenting. As a woman raised by a single mother, Foster had many views which influenced the script, such as a more complex characterization of Marie, and was given control of casting. For the filming in November 2016, a year before, Foster chose a location in Canada to represent working-class America, Hamilton. Now, differently aged versions of Sarah played by different actors, with Brenna Harding playing her as a teenager. Now, what's strange about Brenna Harding, she's an Australian actress, but she plays a good Canadian accent. It's quite good. And of course, Rosemary DeWitt is a New York City born and bred actress, best known for Standoff. Now, critics saw Marie as a parent afflicted with much anxiety and guilt and compared Arkangel to existing technologies for child monitoring, such as microchip implants and smartwatches. They were mostly laudatory of Foster's directing style and DeWitt's acting, but less complimentary of the storyline and moral, which was seen as simplistic, with many viewers suggesting themes the episode could have explored in more detail. In one scene, a nurse incorrectly implies that emergency contraceptive pill induces abortion rather than preventing pregnancy. The episode was poorly received in comparison to other Black Mirror episodes, but like I said, here in Canada, it really stood out because I'll give you a reason. Nicholas Campbell, our great actor, plays the grandfather of the young teenager, the mother of Marie Sambarel. Now, single mother Marie gives birth to her daughter Sarah and raises her from help from Sarah's grandfather, the great Nicholas Campbell. 3-year-old Sarah gets lost following a cat, and distressed Marie has no less help from her neighbors to locate her. Afterwards, she signs up for a trial of Arkangel, a child monitoring system installed via an implant. Marie can monitor Sarah's vision and hearing with a tablet computer, along with viewing live medical data and pass audiovisual feeds. Filter can censor stimuli when it causes Sarah stress, such as an intimidating neighborhood dog. Shortly after, Russ suffers and survives a stroke because Marie is notified when Sarah, observing Russ, experiences stress. Now, fast forward 6 years later, Russ has died. A classmate, Trick, played very greasily by Nikki Torchia, tries to show Sarah sexual and violent imagery, but the filter blurs it out. Sarah draws blood from her finger, trying to learn what it looks like, so Marie has her assessed by a psychologist who recommends that you dispose of Arkangel, which is soon to be banned. Marie deactivates the filter and stores the tablet in the attic. An anxious Sarah goes to school unsupervised, and Trick shows her pornography and gore videos. Now, there's a lot of parallels with this. A lot of people that I went to school with were living in the danger area. They're very good in class, but were trying to corrupt other people to bring them down to their level, and this is what happens in here. But when the show goes off the rails, Jodie was doing good directing, but why would she be with that person later on? It makes absolutely no sense. Unless she basically has her psychological issues, being a single, child of a single mother. Now, when she's 15, Sarah lies to her mother by going to a friend's house to attend a party with Trick, played, again, smartly by Owen Teague. Now, Owen Teague it makes a very good performance here, but it was almost like a bad Christian Slater cliche type performance. Now, Marie discovers a lie after failing to contact her, turns on the Arkangel. She sees Sarah having sex for the first time, I don't know how you know that, with Trick. Marie starts to use the tablet again and soon sees Sarah snorting cocaine that Trick, who deals drugs, gives her. Identifying Trick with a reverse image search, Marie confronts him at work and blackmails him to stay away from Sarah. After receiving an Arkangel notification that Sarah is pregnant, Marie sneaks an emergency contraceptive pill into Sarah's smoothie. She later vomits and is told by the nurse that the pill caused it. Sarah confronts Marie and forces the tablet away from her. The stress filler is accidentally reactivated. Unable to see the damage she is causing, Sarah beats Marie unconscious with the tablet, breaking it. I don't know if that would be pent-up emotion, but like I said, it's very effective. And like I said, it is Black Mirror. You're going to stretch it a little bit. Now the filter deactivates and Sarah runs away. When Marie regains consciousness, she frantically yells for Sarah down the street, and the hitchhiking Sarah gets in the truck, and you know it's not going to end well. Now, while Series 1 and 2 of Black Mirror were shown on Channel 4 in the UK, but for this season, Netflix commissioned the series for 12 episodes, and in March 2016, it outbid Channel 4 for the rights to distribute the series in the UK with a bid of $40 million. Now, the 12-episode order was divided into 2 series of 6 episodes each, where Arkangel in the latter group. The 6 episodes in Season 4 were released on Netflix on December 29, 2017. Arkangel, again, is listed as the second episode, but, it can be considering. Now, written by Charlie Brooker, executive producer Annabelle Jones said it was inspired by microchip implants. Now, the actor, director, and producer, Oscar winner Jodie Foster, directed Black Mirror. Previous credits in her direction including episodes of Orange is the New Black, House of Cards. Foster was introduced to Black Mirror by Netflix Vice President of Visual Content after telling her that she enjoyed directing short but complete stories, in contrast to serialized TV programs. Brooker saw Foster as suited to Arkangel because as a former child star, she would understand what it was like to grow up in the spotlight, especially when someone tried to kill the president to impress her. Foster was raised by a single mother and said that the script brought up so many questions about who we are as women at this particular time in history, and she was the first woman to direct a Black Mirror episode. Now, I don't know why Nicholas was cast. I think they were trying to look for Canadian content. Now, the original script gave Marie's father only a very minor part, but this was fleshed out by Foster. She's also influenced other changes to the script and offered many observations on the technology used and Marie's motivation for action after seeing daughter having sex with Trick. Now, the episode was filmed over 3 weeks in November 2016. A location in Hamilton was chosen by Foster to depict blue-collar America. Jones was present for filming, but Brooker was not. Foster described the fictional setting as a place that used to have foundation and a glory, which reflects how Marie views herself. She stated that the filming involved very long hours, and the scenes starring the younger children were particularly troublesome. Graphic content was mostly avoided in the episode, which Foster believing would distract from what the meeting was, except for, of course, where Sarah attacks her mother. Now, the ending was a parable, according to Foster. DeWitt's first day in the set was to film the scene where a bloody Marie runs out of the house screaming for her daughter. The episode ends with Sarah entering a truck, which was originally a small car in the script. The choice of a truck implies that Sarah will be traveling far, and Harding felt a mixture of nervous trepidation and excitement for Sarah. Now, the episode itself, critics saw the episode as being set in working class America. The Atlantic Sophie Gilbert found it set in a nondescript Everytown, USA, and deliberately muted. And the colors are not strong. Now, helicopter parroting has been a problem in recent years for a lot of people for obvious reasons, and we're living in changing times. But I think what happened with Jodie Foster's direction here, it basically stays away from the cliches, and it's one look at what can happen when bad things happen. In my family, bad things have happened because of bad parenting. There was no helicopter parenting, and it led to the death of 2 children of my first cousin. And if there was more helicopter parenting, it might still be alive. But that's just it's each individual case. Now, the episode got a mixed reception. Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 78% rating based on 23 critics. With the summary, though a bit too on the nose, Arkangel brings balance to Black Mirror's typically frantic episode with a calm, contemplative, and compelling installment. Now, some people they found it weak, but I just found it for what it is. And like I said, a lot of people would see themselves in the show. Now, Foster's directing and casting was subject of much commentary. Gilbert, one of the reviewers, wrote that the lo-fi indie feel Foster gives the episode captures the terrible ordinariness of the situation, praising unforgettable images and foreboding framing, because it's a straight piece. Eh? Now, the episode itself got a B plus by TV Line, and it's considered one of the 12 best or middle of the road. I find, like I said, to see Nicholas Campbell as a grandfather, I mean, because he was also in Rabbit with my good friend Derek Hamilton. He's playing kind of the same character here, you're just like me. But ladies and gentlemen, if it would have been better if the younger kids in the show were a little bit better actors. But like I said, it's like an indie version of Black Mirror, and it feels Canadian. The first seconds I saw it, I knew it was Canada, like you wouldn't get it in the States, because it had smell of urban Halifax or suburban Toronto or Windsor and stuff like that, because a lot of kids fall beneath the cracks because single mothers and working two jobs and having over worry and stuff like that. Because I think the mother of the main the teenager never wanted to be a parent in the first place. Didn't want a responsibility and was trying to make up for past mistakes by putting this piece of tracking material. So Black Mirror, again, the reason I'm doing this, we're coming up to the season premiere of the new set of episodes coming up. I think it's April 10th. I guess we got a sequel to USS Caliber. I'd like to see Jodie Foster go back to the character that goes away and see if there's going to be a reversal. But again, not when you put it this way, when Black Mirror is the best show on TV, which I think it is, when an episode doesn't work 100%, it's still the best show on television. So, but Jodie Foster, I give you 2 thumbs up. You represent the Canadian aesthetic quite good. And I see this as a Canadian episode, not an American every person episode. That's the bullshit all the time you see these shows. The film in Canada, we recognize right away it was Canada. Just the cinematography and everything else. It smells like a CBC drama, if you know what I'm saying, if that makes any sense. So ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you're doing here with our Black Mirror podcast, let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, or share. Bye.